Did you know that annually over a third of all food bought in the world is thrown away? That's enough food to feed all the world's 800 million starving people twice over. In an analysis carried out in 2011 by FAO, annual global food waste is estimated to be about 1.3 billion tons, equivalent to about a third of the total food production intended for human consumption. What are some causes of food waste? Common causes of food waste in a restaurant include overbuying, overproduction, and spoilage. Overbuying is often a result of inadequate forecasting of consumer demand and the large quantities of food that restaurants typically need to purchase at one time. In developing countries, the most significant losses are concentrated at the first part of the food supply chain, primarily due to limits in the cultivation, harvesting, and preserving techniques, or due to a lack of adequate transportation and storage infrastructures. In industrialized countries, the largest proportion of waste occurs at the final stages of the food supply chain, household consumption, and restaurant and food service establishment in particular. What are the effects of food wasting? Wasted food isn't just a social or humanitarian concern, it's an environmental one. When we waste food, we also waste all the energy and water it takes to grow, harvest, transport, and package it. And as that food begins to decompose or rot, it releases methane gas. Methane, of course, is a greenhouse gas, which many scientists believe adversely affect the Earth's climate and temperatures. About 6 to 8% of all human-caused greenhouse gas emission could be reduced if we stop wasting food. As the world's population continues to grow, our challenge should not be how to grow more food, but to feed more people while wasting less of what we already produce. Thankfully, there are plenty of action we can take at the consumer level to make a significant difference, from delivering leftovers to those in need to freezing food and composting to keep inedible scraps out of landfill. We can all take small steps to curb our emissions. Here are a few tips to help you get started. Plan ahead and buy only what you need. Going to the store without a plan or on an empty stomach can lead to buying more than we need. To keep your kitchen on track, try to eat leftovers, think of meals you might eat out, and avoid unnecessary purchases by planning your groceries ahead of time. Use your freezer. While there are plenty of benefits to eating fresh food, frozen foods can be just as nutritious. They also stay edible for much longer. A lot of seafood, for example, is frozen before it reaches your supermarket and then thawed and put on display. That means it'll only stay fresh for a few days. By buying frozen seafood, you can extend the shelf life of the product considerably. Cooking and freezing food, especially produced before it goes bad, is a great way to avoid having to toss it. Be creative with leftovers. Before you shop, use the food you already have. Internet would allow you to search for recipes based on ingredients already in your kitchen. You can also make the most of what's in your fridge and pantry. Plain, bake, or boil. Fruits and vegetables that are beyond ripe may not look pretty, but that doesn't mean they can still taste delicious in recipes. Try using your wilting, browning, or imperfect produce to make sweet smoothies, bread, jams, sauces, or soup stocks. Talk it up. Preventing food waste is the most effective way to shrink its impact on the planet. If we avoid producing food that we don't eat, we can save the land, water, and the energy that would have been used to make it. And awareness is a good first step. According to ReFed, Educating consumers about food waste could prevent 7.41 million tons of greenhouse gas emissions.